This is episode 47 with Diana Capes. Welcome to Spot On Insurance. My name is Ted Taveras. Join us each week as we speak to insurance professionals, attorneys, regulators, and compliance specialists on topics ranging from improving your agency to staying on the right side of the law. Subscribe and stay informed on the effects of new trends and disruptive emerging technologies on your businesses and your industry. Diana Capes is currently the Executive Director for the Securities and Insurance Licensing Association, SILA, a nonprofit member association serving insurance licensing and securities registration professionals. Diana has been employed within the financial services industry for over 36 years, working for insurance companies, exam providers, and vendors. All these experiences have helped groom her for this executive director role by exposing her to various perspectives and challenges within the licensing and compliance community. And today, she is with us to share her experience with you. Diana, welcome to Spot On.
Well, thank you for having me, Ted. I am so honored to be part of today's program.
Thank you for agreeing to join us. How long have you been with SILA?
Well, I have actually, when you go back to look at where your roots came from, I've been in the industry for over 36 years, as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. And for the evolution, I guess, of my background worked toward my current position as SILA's executive director. I've been part of an insurance company. I've been part of an exam provider who's worked with regulators, and I've been on the vendor side providing solutions for insurance licensing. And so for it to evolve into now an executive director servicing members in the same profession has just excited me in knowing that you can use this expertise that you have gleaned for over 36 years into something that gets you excited and gets you up out of bed. And that's what the Securities and Insurance Licensing Association has done for me, because it's a great community of members. We have over 1,600 insurance licensing and securities registration professionals all across the country. And those members are comprised of insurance carriers, agencies, we have broker-dealers, third-party administrators, of course our regulators, and also the vendors who themselves have made a big impact on members through automation, their services and solutions.
It's really good to have the experiences that you have from both sides. My wife Arlene and I had kind of the same types of experiences when we came in. We were looking at doing regulatory compliance, but we were already doing it for a company internally. So we stepped out and started this company, and it really helped that we knew what the pain points were. It helped us to better resolve the pains for our clients. We knew what they needed. With you, with all those different types of experience being on one side and then another, do you feel the same way?
Yes, as far as your perception is so much wider, it's because you understand, where each party is coming from as far as how they are looking at a specific challenge or a specific issue. So, it broadens your understanding.
So tell me about your 20 years or so at SILA. It doesn't seem like a long time, does it?
I have been with SILA since it was introduced as an idea. SILA came into existence in 1990 from a for-profit company that I worked with called Pictorial.
I remember Pictorial.
Who were surprised? You remember Pictorial?
Absolutely.
Well, Pictorial was surprised when they had, during a user meeting, found that their clients began talking with each other about insurance licensing challenges, and the clients were discovering that they could benefit from sharing approaches to common issues. Mm-hmm. So from this user group, then the idea was created to create somewhat like a support group of insurance licensing professionals. So the popularity of this group grew to the thousands of memberships that we have today at SILA.
So before it was the Securities and Insurance Licensing Association, it was what?
It was the Society of Insurance Licensing Administrators.
And when did that name change?
That's what it stood for.
When did we add the securities part?
The securities part was added in 2005. when we felt that the mission of SILA needed to be expanded to provide an educational forum, not just for insurance licensing, but also for securities registrations.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when the name of the organization changed to the Securities and Insurance Licensing Association, now known as SILA. So we kept the same acronym, but because our purpose changed, we renamed the organization.
So you guys started almost as a small committee,
Mm-hmm.
and now you've got lots of different committees. Tell me about some of them.
What really happened that even enhanced SILA even more is that when SILA was first formed, it was part of a for-profit corporation. In 2008, it became evident that SILA needed to become independent and make its own nonprofit organization independent from any other association. So that's when in 2008, SILA became its own nonprofit 501c6 member organization.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, and we'll talk about the committees and the subgroups in a minute, we also created a foundation in 2012 so that we can extend our services even outside the membership organization to a more of a public arm to provide education, scholarships, and other programs for individuals who are considering entering the financial services industry. So, like you were saying, our members do enjoy some benefits as far as, because one of the greatest benefits that a member has to join SILA is the networking and the camaraderie that goes along when you're working with individuals who are within your same industry.
In terms of the networking, how does SILA connect people professionally in the industry?
The one things that we do is we look for common interests. And the common interests we address through our subgroups. We have 6 various subgroups that touches on different topics or different areas of interest. We have adjusters, we have agency and carriers, we have surplus lines, securities. So we touch on those touch points. And so individuals who are working in those particular areas join a subgroup, and we have quarterly meetings. We also have various task groups that they can get involved in to further work with each other on common issues that really benefit memberships as a whole. In fact, our best practices handbook is a resource of various approaches to common problems, issues that had been created by our subgroups and task groups and then presented in a resource format to our SILA memberships. And it's one of our most popular resources that we have on our website.
Does SILA get very much involved with the government and the changes that are coming in? And do you, as leading this organization, take on that role?
We do have a subgroup that's called the SILA Regulatory Impact Subgroup that is working in the background just to monitor some of the regulatory landscapes that may affect our membership. The other things that we do, because we have a relationship with our regulators, is to track other regulatory changes that are occurring within the states and send those announcements out to our members. So that the members, we try not to have them be surprised that something has changed without them knowing that it was coming.
If I'm looking for education and training, is SILA basically one of the best places to become a member of so that I can take advantage of your training programs? And tell me a little bit about those training programs.
Yes. To answer your question, SILA members have access to education and training programs. Membership in SILA leads directly to programs which helps the member maintain an edge to keep their knowledge sharp and current. We have certification and we have licensing programs. We also, through our associated foundation, offer certification and designation programs, which offers members an excellent opportunity to diversify, expand their skill set, qualifications, marketability, and above all, gives them a competitive advantage. Mm-hmm. Because SILA helps you stay on top of new products, services, and innovations within our industry. So it gives you that informational edge And from a personal standpoint, we find that not only is it a competitive advantage for the member, but those employers who they work for, we find that it gives them a broad competitive edge over non-member companies due to relationships that are formed, the information and advanced training opportunities that they can boast about their employees.
Your certifications, your designations, can you be specific about if I'm coming in and I'm going to join the association, what kind of certifications and designations can I look forward to, learning about and attaining?
Okay, well, you can start off with, we have a sort of a tiered process. You would start off with the SILA certification program. Mm-hmm. And again, this is administered by the SILA Foundation, but you can get a SILA certified recognition for an individual who completes 3 designated courses. And so this is that can be an employee training program within the company, or this can be something that they're going to do the step 1. To start with the 3 courses and get our SILA certification. Now the next step would be working on a SILA associate. And the SILA associate is a designation. Okay. And it's a completion of more courses. It includes a 1-year SILA membership and attendance at one SILA National Education Conference, or maybe 4 chapter meetings, or maybe 4 of our live webinar presentations. And it also requires an employment in the licensing capacity for 2 years. So as you can see, you've gone from completing 3 courses to get your SILA certification, and you got your knowledge and information from that. Now you're growing into not only completing more courses, but now it's combining, let's do some of your, include some employment, let's include some meetings, let's include some more education, and of course your SILA membership activity. The next step over and above the SILA associate is the SILA fellow designation, which requires 3 years of SILA membership. It requires attendance at 3 SILA National Education Conferences and employment in a licensing capacity for 5 years, and a completion of an approved industry designation program. So what we are striving to do in each one of these steps is to grow that individual, not only with information, but experience within the industry.
Spot On is sponsored by Insurance Licensing Services of America. Need help with corporate name changes, annual returns, or surplus lines tax filings? Feeling overwhelmed? Well, if you're looking for experts in regulatory compliance, you've come to the right place. ILSA provides the industry with over 50 services. To learn more about the company and how they can help, visit ilsainc.com.
Tell me, are you getting a lot of young people involved in this? I know a few years ago when I was part of different associations, and one of the things that they were doing was really getting out there, trying to get the young people involved, because the younger folks didn't seem to know that this area existed. When you think of insurance, you think of selling insurance, but it's a lot deeper than that. As a matter of fact, Arlene and I fell upon it by accident while in New York City. We were doing freelancing. We landed on this company, Minette, and started working for them. And we're like, wow, this is pretty cool. And before you know it, she went out and got her ARM, and the rest is history. But we did not know about the branches and the depth that you could take advantage of and the opportunities. We just weren't aware of that. Do you find that that's the case? And how's the organization attracting young people at this point?
Well, that has really been a purpose of the SILA Foundation, is that let's reach out to see who we can pull into the financial services industry, because we do see that as an evolving organization that may be misconstrued as to what opportunities are available within the industry. And so, some of the ways that we're doing that is through our scholarships, through our training programs, trying to do those kinds of outreaches. But you're right that the new generations coming on is a different generation than, what we had grown up with. Mm-hmm. And so our challenges are there, to make sure that we are enticing these individuals with opportunities to grow within this industry. And there are many ways, as you had mentioned, to grow, not just in sales, but in administration, into operations, into various sectors within the industry that I think would allow them to find interest. And if they give that their opportunity and work hard, they will find themselves working very well through the channels that the industry has to offer.
Now, the reasons to join, does that change with the person's age?
Of course it does, because what we find is that you have to get their interest, and you have to give them areas of promotion, and you have to keep them engaged. And so that is something that, a recent study of association members found that jobs, training, and career advancement are only good if they offer those types of promotion, those kinds of changes, and those kinds of excitement for the younger generation coming on board versus, the older generations who were happy, primarily with status quo. They knew what the expectations were, and they went along with they worked hard, but they understood, that you have to work hard to learn the next level. Well, we're finding that the new generation just want it faster. And so those are kinds of things you just got to keep the opportunities of interest to them as soon as they come on board.
How do I reap the benefits of being a SILA member?
To reap the benefits of being a SILA member, or really any association member, you have to make an investment of your time and effort in both the activities and programs that they offer and to get involved. So you need to volunteer. Volunteer is the driver within all associations. Volunteer to learn and practice, and you're going to learn management, leadership skills that's going to help to improve your personal skills.
Okay.
SILA will help you get quickly acclimated. We'll introduce subgroups. We'll introduce you to programs that you can get involved in. We can show you how to get engaged with other SILA communities and how to find and use the helpful resources available through the SILA membership.
Does SILA have meetings once a year, every couple of years for their members, or more than once a year?
We have a national education conference that we offer to our members on a yearly basis. And this is a fantastic time to get face-to-face with not only your peers, but the regulators and vendors. It's a 3.5-day program where we have various sessions that will impact your day-to-day operations. You come back with information that you can put into effect immediately to provide more efficiencies within your organizations. Each year we're at a different location. This year we're going to be at the JW Marriott in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's scheduled for September 30th through October 3rd. We usually get 700 members, and we usually have about 35 states represented, including FINRA, our securities regulators, are also part of the program.
Well, I definitely want to see if Arlene and I could make it there this year.
Well, we hope so. We appreciate your organization being a part of that because, like I said, the vendor solutions that are part of the exhibit fair that we host at the SILA National Education Conferences provides its own benefits to the individuals who come and attend these shows because automation is huge. And, because if it weren't for our vendors that brought that automation, those services, and those solutions, we'd still be grinding out those paper applications. So the vendors will always be a special place in our hearts.
That makes me cringe because I remember doing those paper applications. I remember filling out those bubble forms, okay?
Absolutely.
And having all those papers lined up across the floor when we first started doing
this. That's exactly right. That's why the vendors are very important to us.
Yeah, well, we definitely would like to make it this year. Last year, as you know, we wanted to be there. We tried, and then we got hit with Maria here in Puerto Rico, and that really put a damper on everything. As a matter of fact, we're still suffering from it today. Even today, electricity was out, both at home and around the area where we live in Humacao. So it's something that they may not resolve until the summer, but hopefully we'll make some progress. For sure, though, by September, we're going to be free, and hopefully we'll be able to go out hang with you at the SILA
Well,
conference.
we certainly hope so, and our hearts go out to Puerto Rico, but I know the strength of those people, and I know that they will just become even better individuals because of this experience.
We've met some amazing people as a result, people pulling together in the communities and the neighborhoods. There are parents that just didn't leave here. I know at least one doctor and his wife, who's a lawyer here, who have two children who are about 11 and 12, and they actually did not want to leave, and they didn't leave because they felt that this was an opportunity for their children to learn about life and how to survive and things like that. And it actually, they felt that their children in the first 2 or 3 months really grew up a lot as a result of being part of it and helping each other and working together, that kind of thing. Quite a good experience.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Those kinds of tragedies bring people together. Of course, you see the situation where people are just about themselves and don't care. I've never experienced a 1 mile long line for gasoline before. And to see them everywhere you go on any city and people peacefully standing online and helping each other out and doing things for one another and getting to know each other, it was an experience. It was something to see.
I imagine, I am blessed, but watching it from TV, it's just like it was horrifying, and we weren't even understanding what you were going through unless you're down there.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll see another one that strong again. Hopefully not, but we certainly are doing everything that we can to prepare for it. I'm listening to this on the other end, and I'm saying, hey, I want to join SILA. How do I go about doing this, Diana?
Well, I would encourage anyone who is interested in furthering their career to join a professional association, whether it's SILA or whether it's just an organization to improve someone's skill set. But we have a specific niche. If you're involved in insurance licensing or securities registration, any part of the compliance process that touches on this, we ask you to become part of the Securities and Insurance Licensing Association. And you can do that by going to SILA's website. That's at SILA.org, SILA.org, and click on the Membership Benefits tab. Or you can certainly reach out to me. You can reach out to me in two ways. My email is dcapes, and that's DCAP as in Paul, ES, at SILA.org. Or you can call me at 800-428-8329, because we'd love to include you as a SILA member and get you acclimated to become the best that you can be in the job that's put before you.
My guest today has been Diana Capes. Diana, thank you so much for being part of Spot On today. Visit spotoninsurance.com, where you'll discover an ever-growing library of podcasts, videos, articles, and online tools by professionals for professionals to enhance your insurance education. By the way, that's where you'll also find our podcast notes and bonus resources. Please don't forget to click the iTunes link to rate and review and let others know what you think of Spot On Insurance. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next week.